Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
Hey guys, so welcome back to Dishonored. As you can see, these guys are not stabbing the table anymore since I reloaded the save.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert.
Oh, I barely got through
Lockdown
my...
is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
Trying to finish my monologue, PA. Anyway, let's go grab this blackmail journal. There we go. Got some coins. Jesus. Bit of a disagreement happening in here. Target rescued, Colonel.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
At least I got that optional objective completed because we were supposed to protect him, right? Anyway, let's explore a little bit. See what else we've got in this room. This is where he and Colonel were talking before. The fifth stricture. Restrict the rampant hunger, or the intemperate will rise up among you like a virulent swarm, devouring everything wherever they go, even filth. For what goes into your body poisons you, and if you eat filth, then filth is what you will vomit up. Surely the glutton will sell away birthright, family, and friends for a morsel of meat. It's a bit like garbage in, garbage out. It's a pretty common thought.
Attention!
Wow.
This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
Okay, oh, never mind, I'm mistaken. Spiritual remedy. Okay. Kind of surrounded by them. Let's see if I can ambush this guy here. Let's try and escape without killing anyone, yeah?
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
Gotcha. Where can I put you? Where can I put you? I'm just gonna put you here. Whoops. That was a bit vicious. But that's okay. One down. Samuel the boatman. No, I feel like exploring a little bit first.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
Man, it's gonna be hard to talk with this PA. You keep announcing that the bloody place is on high alert.
When I find you, it's gonna be bad.
Oh yeah. Let's see who finds who first. This guy almost found me.
When I find you, it's going to be bad.
He's next. Is he? He's getting away.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
Oh, I thought he was seeing me through the wall. Never see. Okay, never mind. None of you guys like sitting on the floor here.
Somewhere, scum.
If I can take them all out, then I can explore.
When I find you, it's gonna be bad.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
Timing. Timing is everything. Interrogation room key, I'll take it. You can join your friend here. Wow. Talking about cutting it close. What is this?
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
Should have hidden him in a better place. He just walks off. Doesn't care.
I know you're here somewhere, scum.
Ah! Can I get him? Can I get him? Gotcha.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
Alright, let's better spot for this guy. Just chill over here. Oops. Some guy downstairs. Apparently there's a guy around the corner here. Doing good, we're doing good.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on sight.
Can I make it? Can I make it? Oh, he's got company! He's on the other side of the wall, I know, but I don't know. I'm just nervous. If he comes through that door, I'm screwed. Let's replenish our dark vision, since we can pretty much use it as much as we want. It doesn't really drain.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on sight.
Hopefully I don't bump into anyone. I really don't know where to put him. I feel like I'm out in the open. Yeah. Probably do just fine in here. Ouch.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on sight.
What's going on over here? Oh yeah, I got the interrogation room key. Thought that was the interrogation room. Never mind. This must be the real one. Anything up here? Okay.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your
Branding
station.
heretics. Oh, gives me some peace from that voice. The heretic brand is reserved for those overseers who've committed heinous acts against the order but have not broken codes that would otherwise result in execution. We read about this. No contact, aid, or shelter can be given to one bearing the brand. That person is forevermore unwelcome to the Abbey and its affiliates. When used, the brand is applied to the forehead so all can see the sins of the recipient. The chemical compound acts immediately, scarring the heretic for the remainder of life. The interrogation room here at the office of the High Overseer stands ready for branding ritual, should the need arise. The recipient must be strapped into the interrogation chair and restrained as the brand is applied. The heretic brand itself is to be stored in the same room.
And execute any intruders on sight.
New note added to my journal. Notes is this way. Alright, I keep it. Pardon me. Alright. We got an audiograph here as well.
What we have is a man, aged 30 perhaps,
Wireless.
slender, unusual tattooing on the face and chest, probably superstitious heresy, wearing some sort of industrial mask when we brought him in, stolen out of one of the whaling factories.
Attention! This facility is now in
You're one
high
of
alert.
Dowd's men, aren't you?
Lockdown is now in
Rod
effect.
and Lass.
Report to your stations
Give us
and
a name
execute
and-
any intruders on sight.
What's wrong with his eyes? Opium? Laudanum? Are you with us? What's he doing? Some kind of fit? He's gone. Here it is, a pin, hidden in one of his gloves. Subject has administered some kind of poison. The effects seem to have been lethal.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect.
So no way to
Report to
kill
your
that guy.
stations and execute any intruders on sight.
So they have assassins who are willing to kill himself. The Great Trials. Have I read this one before? Can't quite remember, but I'll read it anyway. Spending 2 years in the company of heretics, the insane, and those rare black-hearted villains who are truly practitioners of magic. I don't think I read this. I can say with truth that I've seen such things as to break the minds of most. While the trials and burnings weigh heavily upon my heart, I must chronicle what has been a unique opportunity to witness the multifarious perversions that the outsider bestows upon those who seek his black counsel. Many of those we faced were accused of bewitching their neighbors or family, controlling them from afar, or even walking around in their skins. And I have seen this with my own eyes, as one woman slid into the form of another, prowling unseen until a vigilant overseer struck down both the witch and her host. Others, detailed herein, were found to stand in two places seemingly at once, or to vanish from one place and appear in another. Our work was dire, we knew, for if the followers of the outsider can truly inhabit the skin of another, or move from place to place like the wind, then how can we hope to erect walls to keep him out? It was these trials that first led us to investigate barriers beyond the physical. So people are aware of the outsider, and taking measures to hinder him and his disciples, I guess. I suppose that's to stop me from climbing outside. Is there a way I can quick save by any chance? Nope. Maybe I should just heal.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
Archive. Mission clues updated. There's a method for excommunicating overseers, even the High Overseer himself. The instructions can be found in a book located within the archive. Well, it's a bit late for me to excommunicate the Overseer now. He's kind of passed away. Oh, shit.
It was Martin's plot to break him out of Coldridge
Yeah,
prison.
this guy looks
That's
busy.
clear enough. But
I know you're here somewhere.
the one man feared throughout the Empire. He's as bloody-minded as they say.
Attention!
The betrayal of
This
Martin
facility is now in high alert.
fact, he seems really
Lockdown
busy.
is now in effect.
I'm gonna make this guy
Report
my
to your
priority.
stations and execute any intruders on site.
Betrayal goes to Martin, but Martin goes
Must be
everywhere.
reading something.
Everywhere.
If his eyes are down.
Oh, I'll find you.
You can't see me. This line of sight's blocked.
I know you're here.
Especially if I'm going out here. Sorry, my friend. Actually, you're not my friend.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
You don't mind, just coming here for a bit. The second stricture. Restricting the lying tongue that is like a spark in the heathen's mouth. It is such a little thing, yet from one spark an entire city may burn to the ground. Better to live a life of silence than unleash a stream of untruth. The echoes of lies come back as the voice of the outsider. One of the 7 strictures. I think we read, what, the 5th stricture before? Must be a set of rules not to follow the path of the outsider. Confiscation log, number 2749. Accused, Archibald Pelling. Archibald. Recovered effigy of the Lord... Effigy? Of the Lord Regent. Sentenced to 3 years imprisonment in Coldridge. Accused Beatrice Gold. Recovered collection of animal skulls. Carved with pictographic sigils. Sentence home confiscated. Accused Charles Hanley. Recovered book of rituals. Sentence home and property seized. Banished to the flooded district. Kind. Must be a lot of reading material in the archives. Let's take this other guy out first. Just in case accidentally.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
Doing much better than I was before, I can tell you that much. Oh, good. Just sit there for now. It's already snoring. Food, old coast map, ooh, coins. Movements of Corvo Atano. Ooh, let's see what they know about me. Known movements returned after an official deployment of roughly 2 months. After departure from Bristol, mission included stops at other major isles at the behest of the Empress Jessamine Coldwin. Arrived bearing ill news. Immediately apprehended for her murder. Last confirmed signing entered sewers under Coldridge Prison after escaping execution under unusual circumstances. Testimony from citizenry. Trey Dover. Confidence moderate, unconfirmed. Statement. Person matching subject's description seen conversing with unknown woman near front gates of the Academy of Natural Philosophy. Well... must be handsome fella if they thought it was me. Testimony from citizenry, Benjamin Harby. Confidence low, unconfirmed. Statement, person matching subject's description seen fraternizing with ox herds just outside the city. Yeah, that's not me. No. I don't care if it'll throw them off. That's not me. I don't want my reputation to be like that. Testimony from citizenry, Charlotte Cadenhead. Confidence low, second hand. Overheard conversation implying one of the parties involved had knowledge of subject. Suspected alliances, none known. Recommendation search of the estate district based on subject's prior position of authority and privilege.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert.
I've checked the sewers.
Lockdown
Oh,
is now
guys.
in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
But don't let me tell you how to do your job. Don't want a backseat search and hunt for a fugitive. I wonder if there's anything up top. Is it worth blinking? Oh, there is. There's a book. Oops. Fourth stricture. Restrict the roving feet that love to trespass. They pay no heed to the boundary stones of a neighbour's fields. They wander into foreign lands only to return with their souls blackened by iniquity. Where have you strayed? That destruction now comes behind you. Would you walk across burning coals or broken glass? Then why do you prowl into the homes of the honest, or into the dens of hidden things? For the result is the same. You'll fall into the void. Instead, rest your feet on firm foundations. If the winds of the outsider shriek against you, you will stand firm and not be overthrown. Yes,
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on sight.
I should check these. And these coins are everywhere. Don't particularly know how much I need, but it's worth exploring. Yay, full health. Alright. Okay, let's we've gathered a lot of information up here. Ouch.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect.
Third stricture. Restrict the restless hands, which quickly become the workmates of the outsider. Unfettered by honest labour, they rush to sordid gain, vain pursuits, and deeds of violence. Of what value are the hands that steal and kill and destroy? Instead, put your hands into the plough, the fork, and the spade. For even the lowliest labour that is rigorous squeezes the muscles as a sponge, rinsing impurities from the mind and body. Focus on your work. Keep yourself busy.
Report to your stations and execute any
influence. Name, Dylan Jacobs. This is disclosure log number 965, by the way. Admitted violations, theft of neighbour's food. So this is a confession book. Recourse, half wages to be given to neighbour for a month. Name, Millicent Ridgway. Admitted violations, adultery. Recourse, 1 year in the service to the order. Name, Robert Young. Admitted violations, spying on his neighbour as she bathed. Recourse, public humiliation in the stocks for 2 days.
On site.
Only for being straight, coming forward. Still, that's very inappropriate. Alright, let's make our way downstairs. No, we do not want to ring the alarm bell. Thank you. Oh, it's Inspector Doc. What's going on?
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on sight.
Something happened that I'm not aware of. This guy's walking around. It's not good. Hey! I was actually kind of hoping we'd do this the hard way. So yeah. Controller's still vibrating. It's not that cold, is it?
This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect.
What's going on?
Report to your stations and execute any intruders on sight.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna unplug this and put it back in and see what's up. Oh, did this guy wake up? Oh, numpty. Anyway, be right back. Okay, never mind. I just had to pause the game and it stopped. Interesting. I guess my controller was suffering from anxiety of my stealth plays and wanted me to take a break for a couple of seconds. Oh,
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on sight.
Anyway, the bookman's just over there. What's this guy doing? Oh shit. There's more of these guys. Just thought I was doing so well. Should have just stayed asleep. Empty. Yeah, he's turned around. Hey, buddy. You okay?
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on sight.
Okay. I was willing to help you out, but I don't know. I suppose I should just put you to sleep. Sounded like you were screaming for someone to help you there, and I can't have you giving away my position. Right. To the kennel.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on sight.
What's down here, I wonder? Seems like a secret. statue here. Oh, is this a secret den? That we were spying on before.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert.
My god, that announcement has just been on loop. Either the guy's got some serious, like, paranoid issues, he doesn't want to leave his office and just announce the whole time that we're in lockdown. Or maybe it's just a recording, who knows. The Fugu Feast. I have no idea how to say that, I'm so sorry. Except from a book on celebrations and holidays. At the end of every year, after the last day of the month of songs, we begin the Fugu Feast. The new year has not started, and thus the time that follows is outside the calendar. A period of celebration and feasting begins, during which the people abandon the very practices that keep them whole and healthy over the year. Many leave their homes euphoric with spirits or potent herbs. Some paint their faces or wear masks to conceal themselves as they pursue their passions without reservation. When the right cosmological signs are observed and it is time for the calendar to begin anew, the sitting high overseer calls for a hymn of atonement, and the Fugu Feast ends. Families return to their homes, wives to their husbands, enemies put down their weapons, and fires are extinguished. No complaint is given for those who have wronged others, deviated from ancient codes, or discarded oaths. For this time during the astrological alignment does not exist and is not recorded. Ooh. The following day starts the new year, marked on the first day of the month of the Earth, as it always has been.
Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on
completely
site.
reset because it doesn't exist. Oh, look at this guy. Oh, that's the painting that he got the other day, or 6 months ago. I suppose I can take this. 300 coins. I suppose I rolled it up, didn't I? And left the frame behind. I suppose the frame's worth more than the painting, to be honest. My girls. Campbell. I'm not sure how my predecessor operated, but from now on, if one of my girls tries to blackmail you, you send her back to me at the Golden Cat, instead of concocting some plan on your own. I've had to replace 3 girls in as many months, and you can imagine the business of carnal pleasure isn't booming in this plague-stricken hole you call a city. Madam Prudence. I just knew it was a madam, that's why I was...
This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect.
My.
Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
Bit of an orgy in here, wasn't there? Campbell, you naughty man. These coins, oh my god. Better wash them. Hey, is that a room? Oops. How do I take it? I can't even remember.
Attention, this facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect.
I should use the
Report to
heart
your
more often as
stations
well.
and execute any intruders on site.
Ah, it's behind the glass, that's why. Just saw a shimmer. Imperial decor plate. Litany on the White Cliff. Series of overseer invocations. And I say to you, brothers, it is here that we make our stand as a righteous force against the growing darkness. It is here that we unite against the spirits of the unknown that will drag us screaming into the night, never to return to our homes, to our families. Together we will serve as a rod to those who would stray from the herd, for the foggy grey wastes of the outsider. We will burn a bright fire with our virtuous actions, so that others will not lose their way. And to those who choose to wander beyond the walls of their homes, in far places, we will strike at them swiftly, before they whisper to their neighbors, filling their hearts with strangeness and doubt. It's all about order, here in Dunwall, isn't it? I wonder if he has anything else of value.
Where have the overseers gone? They wade through chest-high waters with their hounds.
Attention,
So spiked.
this facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and
Just played
execute
Sony
any
rough.
intruders on site.
Curse those fools at Coleridge for letting Corvo get away. Who knows what the man could do now? High Remmel, the Lord Regent, as he asks us to call him now, seems to have faith in all the Sokolov security devices he's put up all over the city, but I'm not so sure. At least the girl has been moved to a safe place. Visiting her twice a
Attention,
week has given
this
me
facility
ample
is now in
opportunity
high
to
alert.
inspect
Lockdown
the
is
facilities,
now in
as
effect.
they say.
Report to your stations
So
and
there's an
execute
upside,
any
at
intruders
least.
on site.
I wonder why they're keeping her alive. Surely she's just another liability. They must need her for something. She is the heir, after all. To the kennels. Boatman's up top. Samuel. Just call him Samuel, not the boatman. Just
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
backyard's that way. Let me just see what else we've got. Down here. There's another person there. Thankfully, they don't have metal detectors. Oh yeah, this is the front again.
Attention! This facility is now in high alert. Lockdown is now in effect. Report to your stations and execute any intruders on site.
To the backyard or to the kennels. As we've learned in most of these kind of games, sometimes it pays not to follow the objective, right? So, let's take some initiative. Sorry, I was just making sure I was going the right way. Head to the kennels.
Attention!